Hello everyone and welcome to Your Caribbean News and Culture. I'm Delinda Eiffel. Barbados is facing what's being described as one of the worst job cut experiences to date. San Chin. How could you forget her, right? She's definitely officially a household name after winning season 5 of the hit NBC show The Voice. Well, now the Jamaican singer is being announced as the first act to be a headliner at the 22nd annual Reggae Summer Fest. It is not an easy road for reggae Jamaican artist Buju Banton. Banton made his second attempt to file for an appeal requesting a reverse conviction on the drug trafficking charges he's been serving time for since his arrest back in 2009. Let's get started with some of the top stories from the Caribbean. Earlier this month, when St. Vincent and the Grenadines cargo vessel Lady Zai left for voyage to Guyana, of the 10 crew members on board the vessel, 1 died and 1 member was hospitalized. Sugar workers in Guyana went on strike, causing a massive shutdown across the sugar industry in the country. The strike was organized by the Guyana Agricultural and General Workers Union, which represents the workers on strike who are demanding an annual production bonus for their work throughout the year. So what about Branch's role in the community? Because here in Boston, there are many other steel pan orchestras.
Yeah.
What's the companionship like with you all?
Well, the kids get along. Some of them, you know, the rivalry, they would be negative and stuff like that. But I always I tell the kids in Branches, always be positive.
Right.
Never go anywhere and say negative things about the other bands.
Right.
Anytime you go, if you listen to them, you might find they're not sounding good or whatever. You never say nothing but positive. Anything,
good sportsmanship.
You know,
yeah.
You know, and this is why, as I say, we are very disciplined when we go out. People, and even now, when the kids, some of the kids, they, you know, they meet you, they greet you, they hug you, if you Mrs. James or whatever your name is, you know. And people come back to me and say, you know, these kids in Branches, they are very, very disciplined, very respectful.
Very good.
And that is my reward in this community.
That's good. That's all it takes. Yeah. Well, we have lots more with Mr. Carl Smith talking about Branches. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Of the Caribbean, CPAC, which is the Caribbean American Political
Action Committee.
You pretty much, you are the president, the head of the Boston Carnival Committee.
Yes, yes.
And you also have the Baby Foundation that you just spoke about. You actually started that. You're a resource coordinator now.
Down at the food pantry.
Food pantry.
The biggest and the best, I must say. Because I do it. I give food just as I would like for myself.
Right. And that's one of the things I wanted to ask you. Where do you think this passion comes from, that you give so much of your time and dedication, and a lot of it is on a volunteer basis?
All of it.
All of it's on a volunteer basis. What keeps you going and so invested in enhancing not only Boston's Caribbean community, but Boston's community in general? You're more about mobilization and education. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, we have raised funds for some candidates in the past. And one of the main reasons why we don't raise more funds is because we come from a very poor community. We don't have that kind of resources. But when it comes to devoting time and energy and the manual resources, we're as good as anybody else.
Now we have some of the instruments here.
And
we're going to demonstrate to the people what brings all this sound.
Yes,
so let's start, let's go from big to small.
Right. This instrument here is, you see, is a small steel drum.
Right.
But you have a bigger size that's 34 inches and a half.
Okay.
And this particular one is called a duduk.
Okay.
And a duduk has 2 notes, a high note and a low note. So this is what rhythm sections usually use to play.
Okay.
A bass will have more notes in that. And it has E, D, G, F. So it has all the notes of a piano.
Okay.
Okay. And this
one piano has all the notes
all
of a
the
piano.
notes of a piano.
That's pretty cool.
Okay. And so you have the guitar pan and the tenor pan will have, and the cellos will have the same note, but be tuned at a different pitch.
Okay.
To kind of help blend it.
Now, before we go to break, I just want to quickly touch on two more. We have a lot here, but the two that I find really fascinating is a scratcher.
The scratcher.
Which to me looks like a grater.
It's
when
a grater,
your cheese
right?
on.
Actually, it's a thing, and you bend and you punk some nails on it, and you use this, and you scratch that.
And then the cowbell, which is
actually a bell of a cow.
Yeah.
And the other thing that people are fascinated by is this. This is the actual brick hub of a car.
Oh, wow.
And
so how do you bring sound from that?
For this, you use what you call a striker, and you just hold it like this, and you can beat it like that. Yeah.
So Larry, we're gonna head to break, and we'll be right back. Now, speaking of being in the music, your new single, All Black Everything.
You see me? I'm in my all black.
Too. I'm saying, right?
We set the theme.
Talk to us about that song. When I say sac passe.
I'm going to say not boule.
Boom, right? Sac passe, another song you're working on off the Hollywood music album. You just came back from Haiti. Talk to us about that. So you actually went to Salem State College. And I like to point out when people attend college, because I feel like oftentimes with certain careers people are pursuing, you don't think, oh, that person went to college. Yes. So I love to big up people, you know what I mean, and bring it to light. So what were you studying at Salem State?
At Salem State, I was studying actually radio communications. Okay. You know, like I said, loved music.
Now, domestic violence, from your personal experience and your work with the Love Life Now Foundation, do you find that it's a prevalent issue here in our community?
Oh my gosh.
And do you see it in, you know, is it a human issue? Is it within boys and girls and men and women? Because a lot of people think that men can't be victims.
Right,
men
one dynamic.
can be victims and not only assailants. You know what I mean?
Correct. It's not a one-person issue. It's an everybody issue.
All right, joining us here in the studio now is founder and executive producer of Boston Caribbean Fashion Week, Althea Blackford, alongside Sparkle Thames, who is the creative director for Boston Caribbean Fashion Week. Ladies, welcome. So glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Now, Althea, we'll start with you. What is it that led you to come up with the idea and to start Boston Caribbean Fashion Week?
Well, this has been something I've been thinking about for some time now.